got for selling me clothes, jumping for selling me blanket. If ever I live for the soldier again, devil show me sergeant. Poor old soldier, poor old soldier. If ever I live for the soldier again.
Right, ladies and gents, morning. It's Mac and Mike over on the old plateau. Just very late last night. I said, "What are you doing? What am I doing?" And we just arranged to. It's the day of New Year's Eve, so we've both been told by respective partners to get back early, wash, showered and changed and that for a night out or whatever. But I have been aching for a little bit just to get out and have a look at my 4x4 tarp. Loving that I've got the brown. Sort of certainly doesn't stand out as much as the green. And I've just set it up here just in a quick config just to see how much coverage it will give me with a hammock and so forth. I will either later on today, I ain't going to do much filming today, I just can't be bothered with it, is to see what different configurations I can get that in, including like a makeshift sort of Polish Lavu style teepee, which I've seen somebody do on YouTube, and that very much appeals to me because that gives you options when you ain't got trees. So I want to learn how to do that and get that sorted. Just coming up to brew time now, something to eat, and here we have the infamous Mike Smith, and he's hoboing it today because we're both hoboing it, aren't we?
We're both hoboing it,
yeah. If we can't get fires going, that was the thing. If we can't get fires going, then we ain't eating, and we have done, mate. I'll tell you, I'd love to know how many of these IECA cutlery drainers have been used. You know what I mean? You make $1 million for people to use and then another $1 million for the bushcrafters. Everybody's got one, ain't they, mate? Including myself, but I haven't cut a hole in it yet.
I think they're a very useful bit of kit because it contains everything, and it's, you know, it keeps.
Yeah. That's certainly going like a good in there, mate, isn't it?
Well, it has been. It's just I'll just let it die off a little bit, but.
Yeah.
Just gonna. I've had my first course of bacon.
Oh, bacon.
So I'm just waiting for the kettle to boil so I can have a cup of tea. And then I'm going to get my second course of bacon.
Oh yes, it's got to be. That's your Predator 30. You won that, mate, didn't you? Or you can make a little competition?
Yeah, little competition on Twitter with Field and Trek. So thank you very much, Field and Trek.
Yeah, very nice. That's quite nice. I looked at that, mate, didn't I? It's well made and yeah. Certainly a robust little thing there, mate.
Yeah.
And you can add patches to it on the old molly if you wanted a bit.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So if I haven't shot it to somebody, I'm sure I've got one at home. But yeah, nice little day.
You got the Carrymore Predator, and you've also got the Carrymore Sabre.
Oh.
The only difference between the two is that the Sabre's not got molly straps on it.
Oh right, yeah.
So if you didn't want molly straps, then you just go for the Sabre.
Sabre.
But I thought with the molly straps, it gives me a little bit more, you know, a few more options.
Well, you can add to molly or even tie stuff to, mate, can't you?
Yeah,
exactly. I mean, you can paracord stuff to that, you know.
Because it's only a 30 litre sack, but I think it's an ideal size as for a day out sort of thing.
Yeah.
You know.
Walk about. Right, because that's one thing I haven't got, mate, is one of these little kettles, but I always think if I can use a mess tin or a cup.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, no, I don't.
Right. I bring it along sometimes just for.
Yeah, it's a good bit of kit, mate, but I haven't sort of got one of them yet. Right, and what's in my little bit here? Bit of a story behind this. Last time David Fries was up here, he had the old Xbox XL, and I thought, well, they're rather expensive. Have a look at this. And my missus was going, oh, what do you want for a tree present? You know, in and around the 15-20 quid mark sort of stuff. And I didn't want nothing. And I thought, having a chat with Ginger Brew, and I know Robert Mackenzie's got one of these. I think I may have gone for the slightly larger one, I don't know. They might have had the medium one. There's only sort of a couple of inch or so difference in them. And it's, I think it was something like between 12 and 15 quid. Now, that's fine. So yeah, so there we go. I sent off him a little tree present, and it arrived quite quickly, really. I've sent these up. I've got some temp pegs in there, but I don't actually think this is too robust, to be honest. I bent the little side bits over a little bit, as we can look down, and I've done it on the other side, and that's helped considerably. It's kind of lightweight, stainless steel, doesn't weigh a great deal. Comes in a normal crappy bag and so forth. Has got a I'll just get it out. does come with a little plate, which is actually, there is a slot there that goes into when you assemble it, and that's for your XCs or you know, your methylated spirits or nail varnish remover. So it's got a little burn plate that would come halfway up that, and that'll be cool, because I reckon that'll be just right for a Trangia burner to sit on. But yeah, no, I try to always give an honest review. So I mean, it's not, you've got to give it a go, I suppose, before you start slating it. But initially I found it very easy to come apartable, if that makes sense. As fiddly as they all are, because they only slot in, but tweaking the sides is a better idea, but it just doesn't seem very robust to me. But it's the same sort of gauge as the other more sort of popular brand. I'll call this unbranded. But anyway, done a bit of firewood, done do as Mike do, because I've got some catching up to do on the food. So ladies and gents, I'll see you later. Oh, it's a bit juicy on the old wood, but got me water boiling there, and got the old bacon ready to go. But, I sound a bit less than impressed. I don't know, just a bit flimsy. But you know, I've got to have the realisation, mate, ain't we? It only costs about sort of 15 quid. Yeah. But, and I don't know what the ones that cost 70 quid are, you know, kind of made off. But yeah, certainly the old job done there. Get my brew sorted. Love that, and a bit of washing water in there. Nice one. Get the old bacon on the old go. So as you come out here, you end up being bloody starving. I'm proper starving now. I don't often get the hunger pangs. A few more sticks. I'm not going to touch it because it's hot now, but I haven't had any sort of stability problems with it. But you've got to give them a good burn. Perhaps it's going to burn, mate, and then seat itself a bit better once it's been heated up on.
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah, I'll give it a go. Let's say nothing wrong with it. I'm sort of 15 quid's worth, but just when I put it together, it wanted to jump apart, didn't it? Like, you know. Just let it have a little go before we start getting too much of her. Bacon up. Too much of a moan about it. Well, it's certainly got me coffee sorted. Let's give it a bit of a shake. So you've got the old traditional frying pan there, mate, ain't you? Yeah. I like the idea of that, but I'm trying to get one cooking vessel, like i.e. this one. This is the old 10-man mess tin there. I can cook a nice curry and rice in this, and obviously use the bottom of it to as a frying pan there. That's all right, it's going on. Right, get the old bread ready, because that's soon going to be needing to go. Looks quite clean.
Posting a few things to MTFU. Yeah.
Want to get one of me? You can take photos of me. One thing I don't do is take any photos of me as it goes.
I've got my video camera, but I've just thought can't really get it out.
Just very funny, because I said to somebody when this came, the old firebox thing, I'd give it a waz light. That's cooking it nicely. The only thing I've noticed so far is it's using a fair bit of wood, but I think my honey cooker on the gasification stove, would have used less wood to get the same you know, water boiled and bacon cooked, as it were. It's got a nice big hole. I'll show you this side. A nice big hole this side, which is always good. Or not, as the case may be. Oh, smell of bacon, mate. There's nothing like it, is there? Tomato sauce just got to be done. Quickly get another. Right, one bacon roll. Let's get some more bacon. There we go, it's fed me. Doesn't actually seem too unstable now. Maybe I was just being too fantastic about it earlier on, mate. Right, anyway, ladies and gents, that was me bacon. Well, it's bruised me and sort of fed me, hasn't dropped apart. Perhaps I was being a bit pedantic in the first place, but that's fed me alright. So I've got most of the bacon roll there. I think, in fairness, the only criticism I've got of this is it uses up a fair bit of wood, which the old honey stove wouldn't have done. I might stay traditional with his oboe stove there. Bacon! Now we have no real great big plans to do anything too flash out today, just to get out the house. I think in between Christmas and the New Year, for me that's a very dull, you know, boring period. I'll take the missus out tonight, so I can't be back too late, but I have a little play about with just some different configurations on that tarp, and it's just massive, isn't it? But for 46 quid is what I paid for that. I couldn't buy the material, let alone make one for that. Anyway, bacon is sizzling and I'm gonna get back to that. Right, ladies and gents, my little stove. It's cooled down now. The only addition I put to it was some cheap tent pegs, which I think, you know, most people do. But I just think it's a bit flimsy. It's got a nice big hole at the front. There's nothing wrong with the design. They're not rocket science as design goes, but I'm going to have to pull these pegs in a lot more. I think it's going to help them do it, because otherwise I feel it's a bit flimsy. A bit fally aparty, for want of a better word. Although it has just, yeah, there you go. It's I'll bend them round a little bit more, see if I can work on that, but there's nothing wrong with that. Just fed me, watered me, but it doesn't take much for it to come apart. Normally they're hard to get together, but I won't give up on that, because I like the idea of something that'll get that job done for 15 quid. I'll take that home and have a little play, give that a good clean and have a play about with that. See if I can lock them joints up a little bit more. Other than that, that certainly worked. Fed me, so can't grumble. Like I said, it was just a little something that was either going to work or it wasn't. And it's, I think out of 10, I'm about 7% happy with that. Obviously it comes with a crappy little bag that's cut already. If I get on with it, I'll make myself, like I did for David, a Cordura bag for it. But certainly I've got to tighten them joints up on it, if it's going to be any good. But probably comes down onto the thing, Bob. You kind of gets what you pay for. But I haven't got sort of 70 to 80 quid for a firebox stove. So looking for reasonable alternatives. Now you can say to me, would I use this or the gasification stove, which I've got on me today. Gasification stove every day of the week and twice on Sunday, because this used a lot of wood, whereas the gasification stove would have used at least half the amount of wood on that. So you know, the gasification stove, I'll bet is still my baby, but you've got to give other things a go. And it actually doesn't weigh that much, really. I'd say that's less than a pound, and it is stainless steel. But I'll summarise on that. Yeah, it kind of got done. Probably, well, you know, if you're getting something for sort of in the order of 15 quid, you know, you expect to get what you pay for. But I think if I can lock them sides down a bit more, make it a little bit more stable, it'll work. And there's a reasonable alternative to the older fireboxes and Bushbox XLs and that type of stuff. But anyway, there it goes. Oh. Take care, everybody. I don't know if we're going to do any more filming, because we just can't really be arsed, Mike, can we? We've just been eating and brewing. Take care. And here we see Mike modelling the latest design of Swedish Arctic Weather cold weather coat there. I'm a bit glad of that now, mate. The wind's kicking up a bit.
It's made me a lot warmer now.
Yeah. Because there was a lad at the old Kevin, he had a 4x4 at the bushcrafting weekend that I did, which first put me inside there. What I liked about it is I now have to remember I don't have to be 18 inches off the ground and so forth. He had a tarp 4x4, so you could literally walk inside of it without bending over, and I'm not bending over now because my back is probably as good as yours. What he done, just pulled in the sides there. We've only just put this up temporary. It's not meant to be a perfect. I've got bungees at the top on the ridge line, which are giving too much slack to it. But a simple toggle in there. Hammock lines coming through from up there. I'm going to rig up something so I can just pull the sides out a little bit, but I've almost, even if I'm in a hammock with the 4x4, I'm almost completely encased. Quite nice just to be able to walk in and out that without having to bend. Obviously, as you can see, because I've used a bungee, I've got a little dip in the line that's going across, but yeah, sort of first one in, and then just canted it to the side, so almost give you a complete cocoon in there. I'll walk around the tree. Again, it's when pulled up tight and titted about with, that'd have a nice angle for water runoff as well, Mike, wouldn't it?
Yeah, certainly will.
Right, so that's the first one I wanted to have a little play with.
So you just pulled it up.
Tight, yeah. High and tight, yeah. Yeah. But yeah, oh, that's alright. Definitely, mate, because you're almost encased in there, isn't it? Like, you know, you can put a little toggle at either end at the middle, this one, and once pulled out a little bit tighter than that, that will certainly work. Right, we'll have another little play about with it. Right, ladies and gents, just while I'm out, just do a quick one there. Just want to say thank you to somebody. There's a couple of three people I want to say thank you to, but I haven't brought the bits out, because rather than doing sort of unboxing and stuff, well, I'd just like to sort of do it when I'm out and about, and sort of try and use it, which I think is always nice, Mike, as well, like, you know, first shoes. Just shortly before Christmas, Mrs has handed me another sort of package that's come through the post, like. I've been ordering a few bits, so when I opened this, it was a nice surprise. It's from Lima Foxtrot Hotel 02, otherwise known to me as Oz. So that's LFH02. Obviously been communicating with him for a while. Love his videos, because it's really obvious. Me and him used to be ex-soldiers, so you know, we kind of speak the same language and really get on, if that makes sense. But inside this package was a first aid kit, which is something I have mine, and I keep mine in a Tupperware box and that type of stuff, so it's always waterproof, and if somebody loses a digit or a finger or whatever, you can put it in there to keep it sort of safe and as clean as possible till you get them to emergency aid. But Mike's just stood there, and the old bushcrafting group, mate, they have a good idea, which I'll take on board. I'll take anybody's good idea, because what they do is they don't keep the first aid kits in the Bergen or attached to a Bergen. What they have is where your hammock goes, or even if you're sleeping on the ground, at some point you attach the first aid kit so it's hanging up on a ridgeline, mate, innit? That's right. Yeah. So if something happens to anybody, you can run to anybody's first aid kit within that sort of encampment and grab the first kit you come to, because they're all going to be roughly the same. You know, a little carabiner, clip it on your line underneath your basher, clearly see. Mike's got a red cover, isn't there? But you know, that's fine, so that's green. So mate, I'll tell you what, I was kind of looking about for one of these, probably going to have to make one, mate. But it really is a nice little first aid kit there, mate, and I'll just show you people that's in it. It's quite comprehensive for, you know, a bulk first aid kit, and certainly there's a few bits, or just me particular, that I'm going to add to this. There's a first aid at work sort of there, and that's always handy to have. Don't throw these things away, always good for aid memoirs. And some sterile washing strips, some gloves, nice little packet of plasters there, always very handy, never have too many of them. A standard dressing, and that's a large one, and woven triangular bandages, a couple of these, because these themselves, you can use a triangular bandages obviously as a sling and so forth, these can actually make good first aid dressings themselves. So inside that kit there, I think that's quite a comprehensive little kit, and one of the better ones that I've seen that you can buy off the peg, if that makes sense. I'll be adding a few bits to that, but what I will do, mate, and like I say, I'm very much keen on taking other people's good idea, and as I say, Mark's Suffolk Bushcrafting Group, the thing that they have is a little SOP, standard operational procedure, that they take their first aid kit out and they hang it somewhere, obviously underneath the basher and so forth, normally at one end of the hammock or the other, mate, innit, yeah? So it's there for, and anybody can get to it if they need to it, you know, either yours or somebody else's. So thanks a great deal for that, mate. But what I will say is a very generous man, because there wasn't just one kit in there, there was 4, and obviously I'll just give Mike his. There's one for Barry and one for Martin there, mate. So also I just want to say thank you very much, mate. I will make use of that, and certainly that's sort of saved me a job, mate, because that is literally ready to take out and clip on, mate, yeah? So cheers, mate, I really appreciate that. And there's a few other bits, I just haven't brought them out with me, that people have sort of sent me to have a look at, and I'll say thank you and have a little show, you know, when I'm actually using them. And hopefully I'm going to be, if I'm not going to get too drunk tonight, it being New Year's Eve, I might be out in the woods for a wander tomorrow, and there's certainly one, you know, the big awning that Thing Bob sent me, I want to give that a go. So take care, everybody.